Hi, very good afternoon students. Welcome back to my class. Today, I would like to explain about the crop production and management whole lesson. Nearly, I given 5 classes about this topic. Today, I would like to give summary for the whole topic. Okay, now let us start the class, my dears. Crop production and the management. Okay, our India is agriculture based country. Every living creature requires food for the survival, and each and every living organism need to consume food just to get energy. In the same way, human beings also should depend upon the food resources in order to get the energy. Right? Here in this, we are going to explain about the agriculture. It is the science where we are going to learn about agriculture and the animal husbandry, crop production, and how we are going to conserve the new varieties and how we are going to protect our crop. About all these things we are going to learn in this lesson. Children, our India is high populated country. It is very tough task for the nations to provide large quantities of food grains for their people. So every country taking necessary precautions, necessary steps to improve the production of food grains. As a part of that, our India also took so many steps to increase the production of food grains. So actually the motto is not only increasing the food production, so increasing the quality of the food. See, every individual should get nutritious food. Okay, the food which you are taking having so many nutrients like carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins, minerals, etc. So every individual, every human being in the India should get all these supplements. Right. So now let us talk about the growing plants, receiving animals from food for food, clothing, and other useful products is called agriculture. Not only food products we are getting, so we are also getting so many other important products other than the food, like clothes, okay, some other like wood. All these things we are getting from the plants only. Basing on their food habits, organisms were classified into three types: herbivores, carnivores, and the omnivores. Herbivores means the organism which prefer to eat only plant materials, carnivores which prefer to eat only animal materials, and omnivores which consumes both the type of the food materials. A human will come under the third category. Of course, there are some vegetarians, they'll be eating only vegetable meat. Now, actually, this agriculture, crops, everything is directly related to the weather. The reason is that, so for the growth of the plant, for the maintenance of the plant, we all require the support from the weather and climate conditions. So in India, crops were two types: Kharif and the Rabi crop. Plants, first let me give the definition of the crops. Plants of same kind grown on a large scale for food, clothing, etc. are called crops. Plants of same kind grown in the same area for food and the clothing is crops. I said no, Kharif crops and the Rabi crops. They are generally planted in the June and harvested in the month of October. The reason is that, student, these type of crops requires more amount of the water. in the rainy season we have plenty amount of the water. So in the same way, the favorable crops for this season is rice, maize, groundnut, cotton. You should remember these examples also. Okay, next, these are the kharif crops. Rabi, they are generally planted in the November and harvested in the April month. Example, wheat, pea, barley, gram. Okay, kharif planted in the June and harvested in the month of October, whereas Rabi planted in the November and harvested in the April month. So students, generally villages, they used to celebrate some festivals based on their crop production like Sankranti, Dasara and all. So actually these are the real festivals of the villages. The reason is that during those days they'll get their food grains. Okay. So on this occasion, they are going to celebrate these festivals with their family members. Next, agriculture practices. Students, very important thing I would like to mention. Agriculture is not a simple thing. Okay, it involves so many struggles and hurdles. Okay, farmer is like God. Here, farmers always, every day, each and every minute in his life, he struggles for the agriculture. So if you're not careful in the future, he may see the big loss. Okay, so let us see the different practices of the agriculture. First one is soil preparation, ploughing, leveling. In the soil preparation, three things are there: ploughing, leveling, applying fertilizers. And then the second one is sowing of the seeds. Third one is adding manure and the fertilizers. Fourth part is irrigation. Fifth one is removal of the weeds. Whereas sixth one is harvesting. Seventh step is storage. So each and every step in the agriculture is very important. Plays a crucial role. First, first and foremost one is soil preparation. In the soil preparation involves ploughing, leveling and applying fertilizers. What do you mean by ploughing? Why we should go for the ploughing of the soil, students? The reason is that the process of loosening and turning of the soil is called ploughing. The other name of this ploughing is tilling. So why we need to go for loosening of the soil? Actually, when the soil should be porous. Okay, so if the soil should be porous, then we can see the free circulation of the air. No, plant is having the well-developed root system in the ground. So this root has to absorb water and remaining nutrients from the soil. Then only this root can supply all these things to the entire plant. So this soil should be good, fertile in nature. Okay, when it will be fertile, if the soil have all the required things like water holding capability, nutrients, everything. When the soil become good fertile, so we should keep on make the soil so porous. So means why the porous means to the correct explanation for the porous is, students, soil having soil particles, no, so there is a gap between the soil particles. This gap is occupied by the air. Roots respire, they're going to take the oxygen. In the same way, they're going to expel the carbon dioxide. For the respiration to occur very comfortably or very freely, they need porous soil. So for that, first of all, farmer used to plough the soil. It is the one of the part of preparing the soil for agriculture. Next, leveling. Even after ploughing, a big lumps of the soil may remain in the field. These are crushed using wooden or iron planks called levelers. This process is called leveling. So, in previous days, farmers used to use traditional ploughs to to prepare their soil. But now and then farmers are using the tractors, levelers. These are technology based. No, nowadays technology improved. So actually for ploughing of the 1 acre land in initial days, it may take for example 5 days, but within an hour they're going to plough the soil with the help of tractors and the levelers. That is the technology. Okay, next, applying fertilizers. See, sometimes only in the step of ploughing and the leveling only, these farmers are going to add the fertilizers. Actually, why we need to add additional fertilizers means, see, for the growth of the plant, it requires some nutrients such as calcium, potassium, sulfur, nitrogen, etc. Okay, there are some soils they may deficient in these particular minerals. So in such case, here farmer is adding additionally all all these types of the fertilizers and the manure. Okay, simply they'll spray in their fields with the help of some machines, with the help of some devices. They're going to spray the essential nutrients to their fields. Okay, this is about the applying fertilizers. So by doing all these things, our soil will become good, fertile in nature. Okay, next, the next important step is sowing of the seed. You know, seed is very important thing. If you sow good seed, we can expect good crop in the future. So if you not sow the good seed, obviously we have to face the loss in the future. So before itself means uh, farmers should go for high capable or high quality of seeds. Actually, in India, we have National Seeds Corporation is involved in the production of good quality agricultural seeds. Actually, it is the government-based organization. So, in some areas, for the free of cost, this organization is going to distribute the good quality seeds to the farmers. Okay, next one more important point. So we have NABARD. NABARD is the national. It is actually it is out of our syllabus, but I'm telling. Please listen this. NABARD is a bank. So this national bank. This bank provides all financial support and land support to the farmer to encourage the farmers in the agriculture. So simply they're going to provide the loans for the less interest. So this type of schemes were established in India just to encourage the agriculture cropping in India, not only in India, so in so many other countries also, they are doing all these types of services. And next, this is about the seeds. And before sowing the seed itself, we should check the seed, the quality, whether it is having good qualities or not, if the seeds are having any pathogens or not. You know what you mean by pathogens? Pathogens are disease causing agents. If seeds are infected with any kind of bacteria or virus or fungus, if you sow the such type of seeds, means obviously our crop will affected that particular infections. So to avoid that, before only we should check the seeds. Even in our house also, already I explained this, we can check the good quality of the seeds. Okay, I already I said that experiment also. Next, sowing of the seeds. Actually, sowing of the seeds is of two types. One is manual method, and the second one is by using uh, seed drillers. We can sprinkle the seeds in our field. What is the first method? Manual method. This is nothing but broadcasting method. In this method, simply farmer is going to sprinkle the seeds in his field with the hand. This is called sprinkling manual method, broadcasting method. And in second one is by using seed drillers. So you see the mission on the screen. So it is the seed drill can be pulled across the field using blocks or tractor. Seeds sown using a seed drill are distributed evenly and placed at the correct depth in the soil. Actually, I said no, two methods, manual method and seed drilling method. In first case, with the manual method, there are some disadvantages. What are those? So, in the sprinkling, while you are sprinkling the seeds on the over the field, what will happen? There's a chance of a clump of seeds fall in the at particular place. For example, in minimum 10 to 15 seeds fall in a particular place. So in such case, what will happen? All those 15 seeds, they may not get proper essential things for the germination. Seed has to germinate now. Seed has to germinate, then it should convert into plantlet, then it should grow well, then it will become a big plant. Finally, we'll get the product. So to occur all these things, our plant should get space, air supply, water, nutrients, everything. But in such case, if all the seeds fall in a particular place, what will happen? There is a competition existed between the all these seeds, so there is a less chance of germinating the seeds. That is the first drawback in the manual method. So in the seed drilling method, we can avoid this. Actually, you just see it's like a comb. So um, they are like at the edges, they are very sharp ends. So you just see that very carefully, students. The some gap is there between one edge to other edge. So they can maintain proper gap between the seed to seed. That is the first point. And seeds sown using the seed drill are distributed evenly and placed at the correct depth in the soil. So soil at correct depth they'll be placed. In case of broadcasting method, that is in the case of manual method, simply they'll be sprinkle the seeds on the surface of the soil. Okay. Then in such case, some birds will come and they may eat those seeds. Okay, that is one more big advantage with the manually method. Okay, so but these it's about the sowing of the seeds. Next, we should go for irrigation. You know what I mean by irrigation? Providing water to the crop. That is irrigation. See, agriculture is completely based on the water only. Next, irrigation refers to the artificial application of water to the soil for assisting the growth of crops. Methods irrigation may be considered under the two broad categories: traditional and the modern methods. First, let us see the traditional methods. There are chain pump, mode, Dekli, Rahat. These are the traditional methods. Modern methods, sprinkling system and drip irrigation system. So, in the traditional method, there is a chance of more wastage of the water. As the days going on, the groundwater levels are decreasing. We are not getting enough rains. Okay, and that too we are having the natural calamities like tufans, earthquakes and all. So there is a shortage of the water day by day. Okay, now we have to conserve the water. That is our prime duty of conserving our natural resources. So as a part of that, we should go for good methods. So in that methods we need to save the water. Okay, so by using the sprinkler irrigation, drip irrigation, we can reduce the water usage for the cropping. You just see the pictures. In the case of sprinkler irrigation, they'll be provided the sprayers in their fields. Okay, so with the help of sprayers, they can spray the water over the surface of the field. This is the first method. Okay, in the second method, so they'll be arranging small pipes in their fields. So drop by drop, very slowly they allow the water to water the entire field, drop by drop. We cannot see much wastage of the water. There are certain places less rainfall is there. So in such case, they need to completely depend upon the groundwaters as well as the nearby water bodies. Of course, when they have the rainfall, then only rivers and the lakes may fill with the water. If the rainfall is not there, so how can they get the water? Right? So, And one more important one is, see, they should have the continuous supply of the power. Some villages, they may not have this continuous supply of the water, so power. So power is not there, of course they'll be getting the water problem. Next, water logging, very important thing. Care must be taken not to water the field excessively. We should not allow more water excessively. So excess water on the field may cause condition of water logging. So that seeds may sink. Decrease in the amount of air available to the roots, leading to the increase in the salt content of the soil. Next, weeding. First, before going to know about what are the weeds, undesirable plants are weeds. See, actually farmer want to cultivate rice paddy. Okay, if he'll get, so in between the paddy plants, he may get some unwanted plants, undesirable plants. These are weeds. Examples of weeds: amaranthus, wild oat, grass. These are the different examples of weed plants. Actually, what is the disadvantage of these weeds? See, students. So if you allow this undesirable plants to in the field, what will happen? Finally, they may disturb the growth of our paddy crop. So they may not allow the complete development and growth of our paddy plant. Obviously, finally, they are disturbing our original crop. See, we first require the paddy cultivation. We don't want any this grass and wild oat. No, so our main motto is rice. We should get the rice plants only. So that is the reason. Before itself, farmer need to separate this weed plant. The process of removing the weeds is called weeding. This weeding may be done manually or by using chemicals called weedicides. Okay, there are two methods. By using some chemicals known as weedicides, he may control the weed growth, and sometimes with the help of kurpi and with the help of some knives, so manually they're going to cut the weeds. Okay. Next, increasing the crop field. Okay, carrying out basic agriculture practice systematically can substantially increase the crop yield. Techniques such as mixed cultivation, crop rotation can be increase the crop. What do you mean by mixed cultivation? In a mixed cultivation, two or more different types of crops are sown in the particular field at the same time. See here in the mixed cultivation, at a time, two or more crops were grown in the field. Okay, so for example, a leguminous plant such as pea can be sown in the same field along with the cereals such as wheat. Okay, see, leguminous plants are the pulses and they'll be grown with the wheat. Here, this is the mixed cropping in the same field only. One row they allow the growth of wheat, and in another row they allow the growth of what? Leguminous plants. Okay, so this is the mixed cropping, and so here crop rotation is also there. What do you mean by crop rotation? I'll explain you. See, changing the crop sequences to create an unstable and inhospitable environment for the weeds, establish it and survival. Okay, actually what you mean by crop rotation means, so they'll change the crop season to season. Okay, for example, in year we are having 12 months. First 3 months they'll give the importance to growth of the rice. In the second month, in the second season, so they'll allow the cultivation of the leguminous plants. Again, next coming season, rice. Again next season, so leguminous plants. So in this way they are going to alternatively change the crop variety. So by doing this type of cropping, we have an advantage. Let me explain. See, for the crop cultivation, for the rice cultivation, we need more nitrogen requirements. Okay. At the end of the season, that soil may yeah, may not have the proper nitrogen levels. Okay, so in order to increase those levels, in order to increase those nitrogen levels, we should give the chance to the leguminous plants. You know about the leguminous plants. Leguminous plants are the pea plants. So they're having the special nitrogen fixing bacteria in their root nodules. So nitrogen fixation. Okay, so in this association, that soil may have the more and more nitrogen levels. Okay, so by doing this thing, we can replenish the nutrients in the soil. This is the advantage we have with the crop rotation. Actually, all these are the very good tips in the agriculture in order to increase the crop production, grains, and to maintain the fertility of the soil. See, being a farmer, he should so responsible, and he should so very careful about his field. Okay, next. Till now we complete. See, this is the using weedicides. So weedicides, like their chemicals, with the help of this chemical they can remove their weeds, like dalpan, metachlor. These are the chemical names. Manual weeding. So see the pictures. Next, harvesting. Harvesting is the process of cutting and gathering of food grains is called harvesting. People think that this is the final step, but one more step is there, that is storage. First, let us discuss about the harvesting, then we'll go for the water storage. See, threshing, a machine manually combined harvester can be used for the both harvesting and threshing, winnowing, which involves separation of grain from the chaff, can be manually or using the winnowing machines. So these are the machines. With the help of this, we can easily separate the grain from its seed pod, so known as chaff. Okay, threshing, winnowing, all we discussed. And next one is, we should take care about the storage. Storage is very important now and then. Okay, and you know, farmer should be very careful in the storage part of the food grains. If he will not take proper care, so he may have the problem with the birds, rats, some insects, etc. Okay, animals such as rat, insects also damage the crop. Such animals are called pests. So to control those, we should use the pesticides. These are the chemicals, they can control the pest. Like in the same way, insecticides which can control the insects, weedicides which can control the weeds. Okay, fungicides which can control the fungus, like bactericides, antiviral drugs they'll be using. Okay, traces of these poisonous chemicals may remain in the crop themselves, which can be very harmful to the human life. Even excess uses of these pesticides, weedicides, again we are getting under side effects. Okay, so the small traces of poisonous chemicals are present in our food materials, and by eating all those materials, we are getting so many health problems. When then people are getting the cancers. In three people, nearly one man is facing with the cancer. So the reason is that this uses of highly poisonous chemicals, fertilizers, weedicides, pesticides, etc. So, and one precaution we should take, just we need to use the fertilizers in controlled way. Excess uses of these chemicals, excess spraying of these pesticides over the field, they may cause harm to the health of the individual. Not only humans, they are directly affecting the health of birds, okay, some animals. Even other herbivores also, they're eating this type of food material, no, they are also having the problem. Okay, I hope you all understood. Now the lesson is completed. Actually, in agriculture means not only about the plant and the crop, so we should talk even about the animal husbandry. So we obtain many kinds of food items from the animals, rearing animals on the large scale for the food and other need. Actually, rearing means they are the so domestic animals. Okay, since ancient days, man reared some animals like cow, cattle, sheep, ducks, hens, etc. Okay, so we are directly depending upon the all these types of animals for the food, for the milk and etc. See, milk is obtained from the animals such as cow, buffalo and goat, etc. It is prepared to use variety of products such as butter, ghee, cheese, etc. Okay, so meat, some carnivores, they'll be prefer to eat this meat, eggs. So students, this meat and eggs are the highly protein rich materials. Eggs are obtained from the birds such as chicken, turkey and the goose. So high uh, nutritive values it is having, like honey. Okay, so that's all for today, and let us see the how many were attended today. Only two, Tanishk and Sivatmika. Okay, in the next session I'm going to discuss the paper. Yesterday you wrote the exam, no, sorry, day before yesterday. Okay, Sunday's paper I'll be discussing in the next class, so get ready with that paper and all. Okay, thank you all, thank you so much, have a nice day. In the next class I'm going to start a new topic. Okay, bye.